Welcome to Power Engineering International Newscast, a roundup of the very latest news impacting on power industries worldwide. I'm Dermot Williams. In this week's newscast, Ukrainian crisis overshadows EU energy leaders gathering in Milan. Austria confirms it will take legal action if UK nuclear power plant approved. WNA chief warns against bad example of Swedish nuclear closures. Japan's utilities to restrict grid access to solar projects, and $1 billion tidal power project proposed in Wales. The President-elect of the European Commission, Jean-Claude Juncker, addressed a gathering of EU leaders in Milan on Tuesday as the bloc looks to hasten market integration. The EU wants to speed up the creation of a common energy market to aid its shift to a low-carbon economy and boost energy security amid a natural gas dispute between Russia and Ukraine. Energy and environment ministers from the 28 states are using the Milan meeting as a means of building consensus before a summit on October the 23rd and 24th, when policies to take Europe to 2030 will be decided. Mr. Juncker is set to urge quicker movement towards an energy union as a means of preventing future threats to Europe's energy security, such as that now taking place in the Ukraine. 15% of Europe's gas comes through the Ukraine from Russia, and there are concerns that the situation could worsen as the warring parties have been trading accusations of threats to EU-bound gas since July. The EU is trying to broker a compromise between the two nations and proposed a temporary deal to restore flows before winter. Investment challenges that member states face in meeting the overall goal include the replacement of obsolete power plants and infrastructures to improve energy efficiency and lower energy costs. The Austrian government has stepped up the rhetoric ahead of a vote on Wednesday on whether to allow the UK press ahead with its €20.4 billion Hinkley Point nuclear power project. Austria are contesting the guaranteed price for power produced by the plant, and Vienna has confirmed that it sent a letter to the European Commission's president threatening to take legal action against the Commission through the European Court of Justice if the deal goes through. Chancellor Werner Wyman and Vice-Chancellor Reinhold Mitterlehner sent a letter to European Commission President José Manuel Barroso on Friday, saying Austria would reserve the right to take legal steps should the project gain a stamp of approval in Brussels. Wyman added that alternative forms of energy are worthy of subsidies, but not nuclear energy, while his deputy, Mr. Mitterlehner, said Hinkley Point would set a negative precedent of opening this type of subsidy for nuclear energy. The Hinkley Point project is vital to UK energy security amid ageing coal and nuclear power plant closures. Staying with nuclear, moves are afoot by Sweden's new government to shut down the country's older nuclear reactors. The newly elected governing coalition includes the Green Party, which aims to impose more stringent safety regulations on existing nuclear installations, as well as increase the nuclear tax by 16% and the waste fee by an unspecified amount, with the goal of closing a significant portion of Sweden's nuclear capacity within 4 years. In addition, the Greens want to nix state-owned utility Vattenfall's planned programme to replace its ageing reactors, which had been approved by the previous government. Sweden's other major parties support the use of nuclear power, and analysts say a parliamentary vote would result in defeat for the Greens. However, the party could avoid a vote by simply tightening standards and raising taxes to the point where operating older plants become unprofitable. Agneta Riesing, Director General of the World Nuclear Association, said the plan would create a very bad situation for Sweden and a bad example for the rest of the world. She also said that with 50% of the country's energy coming from nuclear power and nearly 50% from hydropower, Sweden had an electricity system that is also almost optimal. 5 of Japan's 10 utilities have announced plans to restrict grid access for solar power due to concerns that it is stressing the nation's grid. The utilities, which include Hokkaido Electric Power and Tohoku Electric Power, and together supply electricity to over half of Japan, have said they will stop reviewing new renewable energy generation proposals and will implement strategies to make sure new solar photovoltaic generation does not bring down the transmission system. An influx of new renewable energy projects is due to Japan's generous feed-in tariff scheme. This rapid growth in solar capacity is now straining the nation's grid, creating problems for utilities which are required by law to maintain grid stability despite the influx of variable renewables. Finally, a developer is proposing a new $1 billion tidal power project which will be situated in Swansea, in Wales.
The project will create a 750-metre-long lagoon-shaped seawall in Swansea Bay. The wall will be made up from hydraulically filled geotextile tubes and compact sandfill. Layers of rocks will be added on top to protect the wall from degradation. Concrete turbine housings will hold up to 26 low-head bulb turbines that are permanently submerged. Each turbine can generate up to 16 megawatts per hour. The turbine's sluice gates will be closed until the water level outside the lagoon is high enough. It will then open to let the water flow into the lagoon through the turbines to generate electricity. This process then occurs in reverse on the ebb tide. It is estimated that the lagoon could provide enough electricity to power around 120,000 homes.
That's all from PEI Newscast for this week. I'm looking forward to bringing you more top power sector news next week.